Hey guys, welcome back to the Evan and Katelyn podcast, the podcast that evidently doesn't get made unless we are very sick. So as you can tell by the title and our general overall disposition, we did get COVID. It has stunk very greatly.
Very
but,
greatly.
But we're not just going to be talking about that. We're also going to sit down and talk about what we've been up to the past 9 days while we've been under the weather, and kind of an overall trend that we've noticed with YouTubers starting out really strong and then over time fading their output or enthusiasm or something like that, and some theories we have on that because it's something that we kind of were reintroduced to while we were going through all of our 213 supporter only videos, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But speaking of our supporter only videos, our supporters over on Patreon, on YouTube, we want to give all like a couple thousand of you guys a huge thank you very much for your support. When we're sick like this, you know, it's pretty stressful to think that, like, you know, we are the whole business, we are the whole company, and without creating content, like, our whole income stream is creating content. And like, honestly guys, we haven't been able to create like any content.
No, talking is hard.
Yeah, and like this is the best we have been after like it's probably been 11 days for me and 9 days for you
Something
at this
like
point.
Yes.
Oh boy.
We are trying very hard to not cough and to clear our throat as minimally as possible.
Yeah, I can already feel it like building up.
I know.
I'm getting kind of hot.
If you need to take a break, throat clearing.
If there's little moments of silence like that, it's just like us coughing violently.
Yeah, we can mute our mics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying thank you guys for all of your ongoing support, because you know, when we can't create content, that's like the main income that we can count on. So it's really nice knowing that you guys have our back. And one of the things we've been up to during the past 9 days or so while we've been really under the weather is uploading our entire library of 213 supporter only videos to our official Evan and Katelyn YouTube page. For those of you guys watching the YouTube video, I'll kind of show you where the videos have ended up. So if you go to our Evan and Katelyn YouTube page and you scroll down, you'll see our uploads, our popular uploads, some other playlists, some of our channels, and we actually have a whole playlist here of members and Patreon only videos. And you know, we have 158 after shows. We have 50 mini vlogs and 7 videos that just didn't really fall under either of those, kind of miscellaneous. And it's been really interesting. Katelyn was the main person who took it on, but I kind of started it. But it was really interesting going back and like watching some of the like behind the scenes videos, because when we first started making YouTube videos, we tried to script it all, and we tried to, you know, get around us really not knowing how to present through scripting and through not doing much in the moment in-person talking. So it was really interesting kind of going back and watching us when we are first starting to like just casually talk to the camera.
Casually, yes.
Yes, casually. Or like pretending to be casual, but like being
Trying
very
really hard to be casual. Yeah, I mean, I think most people that try making videos go through some sort of period where it is like more difficult to talk to the camera off the cuff. We just kind of went through that on Patreon instead of like fully publicly.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of interesting, but also going back through these really old videos, I kind of forgot how stressful various of these time periods were. Oh my gosh, like so many of these videos start out with those like, hey guys, we're really loopy, we haven't been sleeping very much, we're working on 5 videos at the same time, like just like really kind of being honest with everyone behind the scenes. But like I think that like that was a period of time where I haven't thought about it that much, and I kind of forgot how stressful and tired we were back then.
I think I have thought about it more than you, because there have been many periods, even recently, where like things got a little stressful or a sponsored deadline was kind of tight. And to me, like, for most of it, even if I get stressed, I can kind of logic my way out of like, okay, it's not that bad, because I think back to when it was truly stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back when we were trying to do, 4 to 6 videos a month sometimes on our main channel. And our projects were even bigger, oftentimes during those chunks.
And we didn't have as much on our plate in other ways.
No, it was a lot of that was like before we started the gaming channel and the podcast, before we did second channel stuff.
Yeah.
But still, the main channel videos take the most time. So.
Yeah. And I think another thing, though, that's interesting, I mean, this is kind of going a little bit off topic. We didn't really plan to talk about this, but I think also back when we were filming videos in a more like get B-roll and talk about it afterwards, I was able to just do a lot of the project while you were editing and everything like that. And now we do a lot more in-person talking. We do a lot more like long form filming, where we just film for long chunks of time, which I think captures more good moments, but it also takes longer, and it takes longer to make in that situation, and it takes longer to edit in that situation. So just a lot of things have changed from back then.
That is true. But it was interesting going back and seeing that change, especially like our exhaustion levels. So I'm like, well, we're a lot less exhausted now. Present selves excluded.
Present selves excluded. It's been hard to get sleep, and we've needed so much more sleep. Like, I'll just randomly in the middle of the day just like pass out. Just like, I'm just like going about my day, and then I'm like, okay, peace.
Yeah.
I just like pass out for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I know like it affects everyone differently. And so we had 2 vaccines, but we were due for a booster like right around the holidays, and we're kicking ourselves because we didn't do it because we were trying to. We were worried that the booster would make us feel sick for a couple days, because the second shot did. Yeah. And we were trying so hard to like film everything we needed to get done before the holidays so that we could actually take some time off. And we're like, if we're sick for a couple days, we can't film. Yeah. So let's wait till after the holidays to get our booster. Yeah. And that was a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, none of our families on either side
no one
have COVID and
it's just us.
But I mean, everyone else in our families has their booster.
I know, we're the only ones.
Yeah. And like that was one of the things that like, it was like there have been many wake-up calls that we need to like change kind of the path that we're on, and we've been changing towards a more sustainable path for a long time. But this is another thing. It's like if we are prioritizing work over like, getting a booster and stuff, like if we can't take, if we can't risk 2 days of being, under the weather for our business, I think that's like just another one of these signs that are like, okay, we need to rethink some things.
Basically, we need to build in more additional time for when things like this come up, because things always happen.
Things always happen. And
it's really hard when like you don't have weekends to like absorb the extra things that pop up.
Yeah. So I think we're going to talk about that more as a big topic later on. But I'll wrap up what else we've been up to. Honestly, it's been like uploading this entire library of videos to YouTube. And
as a side note about that, it's not going to
affect Patreon at all.
No, it's not going to affect Patreon. Like if you're a Patreon member, we're still going to post a Patreon post on Patreon. Yeah. It more so is like a benefit to the YouTube members, because in the past it's really hard to go back and find that library. If you're a YouTube member, if you're a Patreon member, you can at least like filter it by after show post on Patreon. Yeah. But it's been really hard for members. So it's not going to like change anything or take anything away from anybody. It's just an additional way for YouTube members to see it.
Well, also I think that when we started YouTube memberships, we started equally posting whatever we, most like to the best degree that we can. Everything we post on Patreon, we post on YouTube memberships, but we never went backwards and uploaded our full library to YouTube. So Patreon was still the only place to get our full library of exclusive stuff, and we just didn't want that inequity between the two options for people who might want YouTube over Patreon. It's like, I think that from our perspective, Patreon takes less fees, takes a lower percentage, so we still love Patreon, and we're still going to be putting a lot of the same effort that we always do, but we just wanted to do I feel like we just like we're kind of pained that we weren't doing things in our head like the right way. And whenever something is not being done the right way, it pains us.
Yes.
And that's another thing we're going to be talking about later, because like in the like mad rush to start a YouTube channel and just all of the work that's involved in that, a trail of destruction is often left behind you. You know what I mean?
I do. I don't know if they do.
I know, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that later. So that's what we've been doing. We've been kind of taking some time to clean up behind us. We've also just been playing video games, honestly.
I've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die.
Yeah. It's just such a fun.
We're on what day are we on? Like 50?
We're on we're in the 50s. We have an epic, mega awesome base.
I feel a little guilty because we played all the 7 Days to Die and we didn't stream it. Obviously, we couldn't have streamed it because we were very sick. We
can't talk.
And we couldn't talk. We were just sitting here in mostly silence, occasionally coughing.
Or hey, can you collect some trees? Or, ooh, let's go raid this area.
Yeah.
Or minor things. And we're just watching content. Like, we're consuming content while we're just playing 7 Days to Die. We're not, we didn't have that. Like, this is the first day that we felt like we could talk for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how it goes, and then maybe think about scheduling a stream.
Yeah. This is like our dry run for streaming.
Yeah. After this, we'll see how bad our voices and coughs are affected, and then we'll see. But it's been really kind of fun just to play video games with you.
Yeah, it has been nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we do it a lot for work, but it's also... Evan just had to mute to cough. Yeah. It has been nice just like playing with you in a chill, low energy way.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
We've also we have this mythical, scary day. So we run our lives off of two things: Airtable for it's basically a super fancy spreadsheet where we have all of our project management, and we have editor management, and we have all of the top level big stuff, and that's where we run the high level of our business. And then we have a to-do list that we share between us, and that's how we run our everyday today. We tackle this and that. We can assign things to each other or ourselves, and we have notes and all that stuff. And we have this day called the Miscellaneous day. It's usually 1 day per week that we push all of the things that we don't have time for that aren't really urgent, but are important enough to not remove. And we've been tackling a lot of these miscellaneous things that we know that we need to do.
I'm just gonna step in real quick.
Yeah.
It's not, you said we have it once a week.
No, once a month.
No.
Oh.
We have a day.
No, we keep on moving this day.
We keep moving it.
Yeah.
So if there's items on this sometimes we'll call it on Magical Tuesday, we're gonna do all the stuff, just move everything to next Tuesday. Yeah. Usually because the end of some deadline will be Monday, so we'll just put it all on Tuesday.
Well, right now it's on the on January 16th. We have 50
that's the magical day for now.
And by before we get to the 16th, we're gonna look at it and say, no, we can't do all of that, and we're gonna push it to the 30th.
Yeah, and so it's not that it's scheduled on any regular cadence. It's just always moving. It is always being postponed. But
we've tackled some of those.
We did tackle a few of those things.
Yes.
While we were sick, because we also we did try to rest some. We played video games and we tried to sleep a lot more, but we
did sleep a lot more.
Get a lot of anxiety if we go too long without doing any work. We tried to limit it to chill work that didn't require any talking, which is why we tackled the huge, uploading of 213 videos and some of the miscellaneous tasks. But we did chip away at it a little bit.
Yeah. I just don't know if we had ever talked about this, the scary miscellaneous day that we always put off.
Magical Tuesday.
Magical Tuesday.
Or Sunday, or whatever day it's on. It's a magical day because somehow everything on that list.
Right now it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like one of the biggest single line items on that list is the one that we tackled.
The uploading the
Uploading
videos.
the 213 videos. I mean, that took
days.
Days and days of like solid effort, honestly. Like
Yeah, perfect effort to do while
20,
sick because
20 hours, 30 hours.
Yeah.
Like a long time.
A long time.
Yeah. So that's what we've been up to while sick.
Very exciting.
Very exciting stuff. But yeah, I think that one topic that's been on our minds for years, is we've always been aware like of creator burnout. Probably because like when we started 4 years ago, there were already YouTube creators burning out.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've seen even still. Like, our one of the YouTuber that we have collaborated with and stayed in touch with, William Osmond, just had to take a break because everything got too much for him too. And it's still happening all over the place. Not just people getting overwhelmed for there's just all the different pressures that can hit you from all different directions. So it's been on our mind from the beginning to try to avoid burning out.
And we kind of knew in the beginning, like the first few years, that we would be working at an unsustainable pace. And over the last maybe year, really, we've tried to like rein things in a little bit, like pull back a little bit. Of course, then we also like started other stuff, like, started doing more on the second channel and more on the gaming and things. But overall, it still has resulted in us tackling a slightly more manageable amount of work. But that it's just manageable by comparison. Like we still haven't had weekends ever.
Yeah.
So we are going to try this coming year to build in a little bit extra time. And if we happen to have the extra time and energy to like throw in another video here and there, awesome. But we're going to try to like not pre-commit to as many.
I think we can go a little bit more behind the scenes here and get a little bit more specific. We pre-sell ad deals.
Yes.
To companies that we have these long-term great relationships with. And we have pre-committed ourselves to a certain number of videos in the past. And I think that the level of videos that we have committed ourselves to requires us to be at full health and full productivity for the entire year. And it's just who knows? Maybe you get appendicitis. Maybe you get COVID. Maybe
maybe you move.
Maybe you move.
Just a few recent examples.
But there's always something disrupting your life. Like we've learned again and 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 again over the past 4 years that you just can't assume that your life is going to go super smooth. So I think that the big thing that we're going to try to do is pre-commit to less videos. And then if we have the ability to make more videos, then we can release them or try to find a sponsor for them or what have you. You know what I mean? And then we'll be able to, we'll be outputting the perfect amount. You know what I mean? The amount that is sustainable for us, that we're really happy with and all of that.
I mean, that's the hope. Every year we're guessing at what that amount is going to be, and we've so far been wrong every year.
Yeah, so far we've been wrong every year.
So far it's been a little hard to keep up with. But
I mean, even in 2022, the year that we're in right now, we tried to choose a reasonable amount, and we are patting ourselves on the back, like yes, we did it. And I think we calculated we freed up like 42 days.
I don't remember the number.
Or something like that. And then we're like, yes, that's so many days. And then we did the math, like.
And it's still like less than one day per week
off.
So we're like, dang it, we still don't have weekends. But you know, it's better.
It's better.
If we will do it, who knows if we will.
Yeah. But I think that's something that's been on our mind a lot. And I think it's a pattern that we've noticed with other YouTubers too, because I think that it's so easy to like start off at an unsustainable pace, and then also
you almost have to.
Yeah.
Like in order to get the momentum you need to grow in the beginning, like you almost have to be unsustainable.
Mm-hmm.
It feels.
I remember the year where did we do 1 year where we did all the collaborations and all the events, or were those 2 separate years?
I think it was over like a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Where we were traveling basically every month, either to an event or a collab.
Yeah. That was insane.
That was a stressful year.
That was a stressful year.
It was fun, but it was also stressful.
Yeah, that was really fun. Like, part of me is like, let's just do it again. That sounds so fun.
No. Not at that pace. I mean, it would be fun to go to events or like do a collab here and there, but not at that pace. That was too much.
Yeah. I think that other things for us that have been starting to get to me even, and honestly, I don't even know how Katelyn is like put up with this for so long. Katelyn, I'm not sure if you guys know, Katelyn loves tidiness,
yes,
order,
yes,
organization,
yes,
everything having a place and everything in its place.
Yeah, we haven't had that since we started the channel.
Katelyn like had a blog before we started dating where she would like, you know,
it was just like decorating in my apartment and stuff.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, your apartment was so neat and tidy.
It was
immaculate. And it was decorated per season.
It was, yes.
And like especially for Halloween.
Yes.
And I think that stuff like that, you know, with the like our work as busy as it is, and like with our work like bringing in so much physical items into our house.
It really does.
It's been so chaotic.
It was so funny. But
I'm just gonna say, give you some praise. You have been so good.
Thank you.
You've been so good with not letting it get to you too much.
Thank you.
You've grown so much.
It's been a lot of mental exercises. You know.
Katelyn, you're starting to rock now.
I'm starting to rock back and forth. It's been a lot of mind games I have to play with myself. No, honestly, it's mostly like I just have to have some like safe zones in the house that don't get messy.
Yeah. What's the safe zone?
The living room.
And the living room hasn't even been safe recently. Every now and then.
It's
been pretty safe. Yeah.
That's kind of the only one. The main area of the house isn't too bad, aside from the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
Which is where we put all the packages and stuff that come in. It's like you just gotta.
We even thought, okay, we actually have a whole room. It used to be a workout room, and now it's our equipment room, where we store all of our cameras and tripods and lights.
It's the IT room.
IT room. It's literally like an IT room. Like, I had family over at some point, and they walked in, and they're like, is this the IT room? And I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
it's
your
like,
sister was like, I feel like I'm at like an office IT room. And we're like, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah,
this house is an office.
This is like about half of our house is all dedicated to work things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we moved in and we got everything functional, but we've left like a trail of like kind of chaos behind us. We've gotten everything to a point of just good enough.
Yes.
And it's kind of just stayed there.
Yes.
And at the last house, that's how it was until we moved.
Well, it was a little different at the last house. It started good.
Yeah.
And then it gradually got more and more chaotic because we had to get a lot of stuff over the course of a few years of running our business. Mm-hmm. Either because we were adding on new parts of our business, like streaming. You know, like you need a lot of stuff to do that. We've spread into an entire room just for streaming now. Mm-hmm. 2 rooms. Actually.
Two rooms, yeah.
Or the collection of tools grows, or also just the fact that like we're making stuff. So every time we make something new, we have a new thing. And we often have bought a bunch of materials and tools and accessories in order to make that thing. So the old house, it started out at just like a fine neutral place. Remember our guest room at the old house used to actually have like a normal bed in it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It was before the 3D printers and stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
The only chaos room was your office. So I guess there always was a little bit of chaos, but I could just shut that door.
Yeah, it was just one room.
Yeah.
At one point, it was all contained in one room.
Yeah. Then
It's just spread. Yeah, I mean, there's literally piles in every room. We even like one of the reasons why we wanted this house is because it had more space, and we could like kind of have areas dedicated towards kind of just piles of our stuff. And like the original idea was just having that one IT room, the storage room, being the place where like when we get packages, we like walk it back to the room and we have a table.
Yeah.
We were going to have a table in that room
for incoming
packages that we were going to process into our storage solutions.
I know. And they're still on the kitchen counter. Well, we don't have that table. Well, we had that table. It got filled up with like UV lights and cameras.
The table is in there. It's just full.
Yeah.
And it's always full. There's, horizontal surfaces are so dangerous.
I would really like to organize the house this year.
I really think.
Is that a reasonable goal?
Yeah. I think let's do it. Let's talk about 2022 goals.
Oh, yeah. Organize the house.
I think that if we like buckled down and spent like 7 full days tackling the house, we could get it to like a level 1 okayness.
Mm-hmm.
And by level 1 okayness is like in my head, these are things that like I've talked about with Katelyn that aren't like necessarily obvious to anyone like hearing it. So level 0 is like it's barely it's functional, but it's not at all at a place where we're happy with it. To me, level 1 is like without buying a ton of big things or doing a ton of like research rabbit holes or anything like that. Let's take advantage of what we have right now and put everything up, put everything away, put everything tidy, all the stuff that's out that isn't being used, put it away. And to me, that's like level 1. And then level 2 is like taking the time to like find the right optimal storage solutions and doing things right.
So yeah, I think for me, I struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because
you kind of want to go straight to level 2.
I always kind of want to go straight to level 2, and I think the reason for that is, a level 1 example is just like you have empty cabinets, just put stuff in the cabinets and you can organize it later. My fear is if you put stuff in the cabinets to organize it later, that later is going to come much later because it's away and you forget about it. You forget what you put in there, what you just like shoved in there randomly.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd almost rather just have it out
and painful
and bothering me, but where like I know where it is, I'm not going to forget about it, and then do the full solution.
Yeah.
But the full solution takes longer.
Yeah, and I think that the reason why I'm pushing for level 1 first, and I'm not pushing, I'm okay with either one, but I just know my wife.
We've done a little bit of both.
I know my wife, and I know that she is going to spend about I don't even want to put an hour amount on it, but you're going to put hours and hours and hours of research into everything, which is right, and that's what it kind of deserves. But I do worry that I'm not sure if we have that much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the struggle.
That's the struggle.
Yeah, but that is a goal.
That's a goal. So, okay, so get our house to like at least level 1, maybe level 2 goodness.
That's my main goal.
The whole house? That would be pretty epic. I think for me, my goal is to not get too caught up in setting up the house. And I want to just do non-work life stuff.
That sounds nice too.
Yeah.
Like go to a movie.
Yeah. I think that to a certain degree, we've been so caught up with work, and it's so easy to default with work because that's been like our default for 4 years.
Out of necessity.
And I think that it's been very rewarding, and I love it, and I'm very happy with how things have gone and the success that we've found. I'm totally worth it. I love it, love it, love it.
Also, I don't want this to sound like we don't like our work. We really like our work.
And
we just are observing that in order to not burn out, we have to kind of constantly fight this tendency to do more and more work.
Because we like it.
Because we like it. We don't want to burn out.
Yeah.
We want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. And I think that's again going back to like why a lot of people have a tendency to like, go too hard into just all YouTube, is because it's fun, it's rewarding, there's a challenge and reward payout. Because I think that's one thing that I often think of too. I like things where there's a challenge. I like things where there's a challenge. like in video games, like if we've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die, so that's what I think of. It's like a zombie survival horror game. You start out with nothing, and you like punch trees and gather rocks, and you build an axe, and you get a better thing, and you find more things. And like if at the very beginning of the game you were infinitely high level and you had everything available to you, if you didn't have to like work for the success that you find in the game, it wouldn't be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think that for life, there's also like a certain extra enjoyment when you work hard for something and you achieve something and you get to enjoy it. So I think that's another reason why it's so easy to just keep on giving more into your work when it's your own business and it's rewarding for you. But yeah, I think that I'm excited to like, I think that like the more you put into something, the easier it is to put more into that thing. And we've been putting so much into work and we love it, but I kind of want to try putting more time and effort into non-work so that we can find other things that we enjoy. So then we can put more time into that, and then we'll have this motivation to break from work more frequently.
Yeah. It's like get a better balance.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
So I think those are our two main goals for 2022.
Yeah. We like to keep goals pretty, well, I guess organizing the house is kind of specific, but
yeah.
We
it's a really boring goal?
What?
Working out.
I do want to work out more. I really do.
I really do.
Probably not a smart idea right now with the COVID and all.
Yeah.
Maybe we could try. What if we just do some stretching?
Yeah, I'm down. That's actually a huge trick that we've found to work for us, to get us to work out. We're like, let's just stretch for 5 minutes.
And then we end up working out for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then that might not seem like much once a week. But
Hey, sometimes we do excuse me. Sometimes we do it more than once a week.
Yeah. Twice. For 20 minutes.
Hey, sometimes we go for 35.
Rare. We actually do enjoy working out once we do it. But, sometimes like by the time you're done working, you're so sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our other secret is we have a show that we're only allowed to watch while we work out.
Yes, and we rotate what that show is, but yeah, we have a workout only show. So if it's been too long, we're like, oh man, we gotta go work out so we can watch the show. We don't want to get too behind.
Before we lose track of
where
we are
and
what's going on.
Exactly.
Right now we're watching The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on like the unsustainable path that YouTubers often start out with? I think that for me, I don't want to like give too many examples because that's not our story to tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's so many people you can find who talk about how they've had to shift their schedules, or talk about how they have burnt out because they didn't shift their schedule, or things just got they just kept adding and adding.
Oh, I have one other thing that I want to add to that topic. I think that's another reason why we started Evan and Katelyn 2 and Evan and Katelyn Uncut.
And even going back farther, gaming channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might seem counterintuitive, like why do we start these other types of channels? Like if you want to reduce your work, how come you don't just like put out less videos on the main channel?
Yeah.
Instead, we've kind of gradually slightly slowed the amount of videos on the main channel, but also greatly increasing the amount of videos on the gaming channel especially, but then we also started doing them on the second channel. But
Yeah.
it's because, like, I think part of not burning out and, like, preventing that ahead of time
Mm-hmm.
for us is getting to do and try a variety of different things. And sometimes we feel like doing a resin project, but sometimes we just feel like making weird Rice Krispies,
Yeah.
you know?
Like
While
we
playing video
actually,
games.
we actually have a stream planned. Should we mention the stream we have coming up? That we're going to do once we get a little bit better?
I mean, with the caveats of we don't know when it's going to happen or
We
if
don't
it's
know
going
when
to
it's gonna
happen.
happen.
It might not.
We're going to make makeup.
Yeah.
And are you going to put it on you or am I going to put it on you?
I think you should try putting it on me.
Is that going to be? No, but I want to do a whole video where I just try to do your makeup with real makeup.
Okay, then I can do it. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. But there's these
We got
ideas
some
that.
kits to make
Yeah.
makeup.
Or no, you should put makeup on me.
I mean, that could be its own whole video too.
That could be his whole, there's so many things that we want to do, and I just like, the reason why we don't want to put it on our main channel is because we want, like, for our own sake and for also like expectations of sponsors, we want our main channel to be a certain level of views that we can expect. And with these more experimental fun videos, we don't want the stress of how they're going to perform to affect our enjoyment of creating the videos.
Or to prevent us from doing it. And we
Or to
have
prevent us
tried
from
putting
doing it,
more
yeah.
experimental videos on the main channel. Like
Yeah.
we tried doing cooking videos on the main channel.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
It was totally
but,
fine.
we noticed that we stopped doing them because, like, they were always like the number 10 out of 10 last place.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of made us like, oh, if we're going to put all this time and effort into a video, like, and put a sponsor on it and risk, like, disappointing that sponsor, like, we should just do, like, there's so many other things that we're excited about. Let's just do one of those other things.
Yeah.
And we stopped doing the cooking videos. But then we realized if we just put them on the second channel, it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
the views that they get as much. And so we're more likely to do them.
Yeah.
So I know it might be a little confusing, like, why we put certain things on the main versus the second, and why we even have a second channel. But I think it's just like internally you have an idea of, like, how is this video going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And based on how we think it's going to do, we choose what channel it's going to be on. There's some other kind of internal rules we have for ourselves too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
it just helps us, like, be able to experiment a bit more.
Yeah. So
Which
you'd
is
think,
fun.
like, okay, you want to prevent burnout, so why are you making more channels? But the reason why we're making more channels is to continue doing things that we enjoy so we don't burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like variety. It keeps it spicy.
Yeah.
Variety is the
spicy.
spiciness of life.
It certainly is. That's a wise quote.
Yeah.
We should put that on a t-shirt.
Keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy, guys.
Keep it spicy, everybody.
I think I might be down to move to thing of the week.
Isn't spicy used if something's, like, not safe for work?
Oh, spicy.
Isn't that... I think that's used to describe things aren't
Isn't
safe
it
for
like
work.
more raunchy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but spicy.
Spicy.
Keep it spicy, everybody.
All right,
Anyways,
guys.
thing of the week.
Wow, we have some things of the week.
Well, I wrote down a lot. We don't have to do all of them, but we can.
let's just do all of them.
Okay, yeah, things of the week.
Things of the week.
It's been so long since we did a
long.
podcast.
My number one favorite thing of the week that I haven't shared with you guys yet are flavor packets for water. I have been on a
very
hunt.
specific brand.
I have been on a hunt for so long to find, like, because you guys might not know this about me, but I generally don't like water unless it's at night and I'm going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm
when
gonna
I
look
like
up the specific ones we get because, like,
It's like
I feel like we should. say
True
the brand.
Citrus,
True Lemon, I think.
True something. I don't know.
God dang it! I'll just
It's
search
not-
it. You
it's
you
not-
can talk about them
Yeah.
and why they're different.
I'll pull it up on your phone because you're signed in there.
I got it.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
it. True Lemon.
True Lemon.
Okay.
But
It started with the lemon.
True Lemon is the specific lemon one. I think that the company or something is like True Citrus. Anyways, the links are going to be in the description.
Oh yeah,
down
True
below.
Citrus is the company.
Yeah, so I've been on a hunt for, like, something to make water taste better, But all of the little squeeze bottles, all
They're
of the
all
flavoring
gross.
packets, all of it, they taste wrong. They taste unnatural. And I've never enjoyed a single one until I found this brand. I'm pointing at it, but it's not on screen.
No.
And it's really tasty.
Yeah.
I like it. I like multiple flavors
It's
from
like
them.
the lemon one is the one we started with, and I still think the lemon is the best, but they also have like lemon mint, lemon cucumber, lemon raspberry, grapefruit. They have a bunch of different things. Oh yeah, Evan just pulled it up. There you go.
There you go. That's what it looks like.
But oh yeah, and you're pulling up all the.
Yeah, but it's great, and I just keep it in my fanny pack. Yes, I have a fanny pack.
Yeah, I keep some in my purse.
Because I like carrying lots of fun things in my fanny pack.
Yes.
And it's great. You can just add it to your drinks. What's next?
Well, I was gonna say specifically, if you look in the ingredients, it's like citric acid. Is it citric acid? It's like
dehydrated
lemon.
It's
There's no
dehydrated
sugar.
lemon.
Yeah. Anyways, it's awesome. Also, I just realized we have a lot of beverage related. Are you reading the ingredients?
It's like it's too small.
Yeah, but it's like natural.
Yeah, so I really like it. It's the best one I've ever found, and if you are a non-water lover like me, it's great.
We have a lot of beverage items. I don't want to pull them all up. We'll link to them. I don't want to pull them all up behind us.
Okay, but Katelyn, for a recent a gift for me, she knows that I have been having a lot of caffeine intolerance. It just keeps me up late at night. And
Even if you have it in the morning.
Even if I have it in the morning. I used to be able to have caffeine until like 3, and now even if I have caffeine at 11, I just get like heart palpitations, and I just can't have any caffeine, which is sad.
Yeah.
So
I found a really, really, really good decaf.
Coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Stone Street Coffee. It's their Mayan Swiss water decaf. It's really, really good.
Ooh, it tastes just like normal coffee.
Yeah, and I'm also someone caffeine doesn't really keep me awake, but it also doesn't wake me up. So I'm fine with decaf as long as it tastes good. But I make espresso lattes essentially with decaf coffee, and it's the first decaf I've tried that the flavor can get strong enough to add that much milk to it, because I do it's like 1/3 coffee and like 2/3 milk. And you need a really strong coffee for it to actually still have a coffee flavor, and it holds up. So we will link that as well. Are we also going to talk about our decaf tea?
Yes, my mom found some awesome decaf tea, which I also love. It's like super tasty flavored. It's like mango something. We don't need to say much about it. It's decaf tea.
We'll put a link.
Tasty, yeah.
We didn't look up all the brand names before this, but there will be links in the description.
Okay, so I think that we can pause there. We'll save the other ones for later.
We'll keep this the beverage.
We'll keep this the beverage themed thing of the week.
Yeah. So if you need decaf things, or you don't like the taste of water, check out our links in the description.
And I think that we're going to end here a little bit shorter than our usual podcast, just to make sure we're not, straining our voices too much. And hopefully we'll be able to do another podcast
when we're not sick.
Thanks as always for tuning in and hanging out with us and watching or listening to our content. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.